Very few fighters competing in the UFC today have seen as much as the man they call the Phenom. Vitor Belfort has been the UFC heavyweight tournament winner, the UFC light heavyweight champ, and now at UFC 126, he's looking to reign the UFC's middleweight division. But first, he must get through one of the most dangerous men on the planet. Fighting in the UFC since the age of 19, Vitor Belfort now faces his biggest challenge to date, facing Anderson the Spider Silva, a martial artist that many people consider to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And the people that are preparing Vitor for his fight against Anderson say there's something unique about the Phenom.
The best way to describe what makes Vitor unique, I think you look at his career. He was in the UFC at 19 years old, the UFC heavyweight champion. You know, and he had an illustrious career in the UFC and outside of the UFC, you know, fought the biggest names, came back to the UFC and won the light heavyweight title.
But it hasn't always been an easy road for Vitor Belfort. At one point, he lost 5 out of 7 matches. And as Belfort explains, the only things that got him through those trying times were his family and his faith.
I consider myself a man who lives by faith. So I believe even if you don't believe in God still, he provides you everything.
And now, after years literally having to fight his way back to the top, Vitor Belfort is preparing to once again try to become a UFC champion. And he's doing it by training with the best at Randy Couture's Extreme Couture.
Actually, Vitor's trained for a couple of his last fights here at Extreme Couture, and he kind of made a commitment about a year ago to come start doing his training here. I have a great staff. And he just kind of has lent himself over to being part of the crew and doing the things that we do here at Extreme Couture. And you know, obviously we're excited for him getting a title shot now with Anderson, and he's really made the commitment, moved his family here in the last 4 or 5 months, and really stepped up to make that transition, live here full time, and he's really committed to the training. His work ethic is remarkable. He's doing a great job.
And with UFC gold once again in sight, Vitor Belfort says he's more mentally focused now than he's ever been before.
I'm going to be mentally prepared to fight 5 rounds, and that's sweet that button and just be there and feeling the momentum.
And when Belfort walks into the UFC cage on Saturday night, February 5th, he won't walk in alone. He'll be surrounded by some of the best MMA trainers in the world who are all fully confident that he'll walk out UFC middleweight champion.
Vitor versus Anderson, I think Vitor can win in multiple ways. He can beat Anderson up for 25 minutes, I've seen it. His cardio, his conditioning, his strength, his mental focus. He can fight for 25 minutes nonstop, win a decision, no problem. More probably though is he'll touch him with his hands and knock him out.
Vitor Belfort is going to win the title February 5th because he just, number one, he's been champion before. He knows how to be champion again.
My expectation is to go up there and do what I'm training, what I'm capable to do, but I cannot guarantee anyone the results, but I can guarantee I'm going to go there and fight hard.